I can't believe she's finally here, Adam whispered, brushing a hand over our daughter's cheek. I smiled weakly. Emma ... She looks like you think? He chuckled, pulling out his phone. Gotta get a photo for the gram. My girls, huh? Forced a laugh, though my body ached in ways I didn't know it could. Labor had wrecked me, but Emma, she was perfect. I'm gonna grab coffee, he said, already halfway to the door. Need anything? No, just ... come back soon. He left without another word. The room was quiet, too quiet. Emma's soft breaths filled the silence while I stared at the ceiling, adrenaline wearing off, exhaustion setting in. But sleep didn't come. I reached for my phone to scroll mindlessly, numb the ache. That's when I saw it. A message popped up. Rachel, last night was perfect. Miss you already. I froze. I clicked. I opened the thread. My heart started pounding. Photos, him, her, time-stamped. Tonight, while I was in labor. No. Hey, Nurse Claire said softly, peeking in. You okay? You look pale? Tried to speak, but nothing came out. My mouth moved, but air was all I had. Hey, she came closer. Talk to me, sweetheart. I blinked, clutching the phone to my chest. He was with her. Who? My husband, I whispered. He cheated on me while I was giving birth. She took a step back, hand to her mouth. Oh my God. I saw it. Messages. Pictures. Tonight, while I looked at Emma. My voice cracked. Do you want me to call someone? Your mom? Sister? I shook my head violently. No one. Don't tell anyone, please. Claire sat beside me. You don't have to keep it in, honey. I can't even scream, I whispered. She's sleeping. She's so small, and I feel like I'm shattering inside. Claire reached for my hand. Then let yourself break quietly. You don't have to be strong right now. I stared at the soft bundle in the bassinet. He smiled at me an hour ago. Kissed me, took our picture. Claire's jaw tightened. Some men don't deserve the titles they carry. My phone buzzed again. Adam, still in line. Coffee's taking forever. Love you. I laughed. It sounded hollow. He's texting me like nothing happened. Do you want me to make him leave when he gets back? I hesitated. No, not yet. I need to see how far he'll lie. I want to hear it from his mouth. You sure? I have to hear the story he gives me. I need to see his face when he lies to mine. Claire nodded, then stood. Call me if you need anything. I'll be just outside. The door clicked. Shut behind her. I stared at the screen again. My fingers hovered over the photos. I didn't delete them. I didn't cry. Emma stirred. I leaned forward, stroking her tiny hand. I'm so sorry, baby, I whispered. You deserved better. We both did. The door opened. Adam walked in with 2 cups. Vanilla latte for you, he said, holding it out. I took it in silence. You okay? He asked. You look like you've been crying. I blinked slowly. Just hormones. Yeah, that's normal. You did good today. I'm proud of you. He kissed my forehead. Want to take a selfie with her? He asked, pulling out his phone. I looked at the same phone that just received Rachel's texts. No, I said. His brow furrowed. You sure? It'll be cute. Not right now. All right, he shrugged, sipping his drink. You're probably wiped. I'll let you rest. He lay down on the pull-out chair and yawned. I stared at him. His mouth, his eyes. That mouth kissed someone else. Those eyes looked at her the same way they looked at me. I watched him drift off, while Emma's breaths steadied beside me. And in the darkness, I swore to myself, this will not be the end of my story. Hey, babe, Adam called. From the kitchen, you want eggs or pancakes? Pancakes, I answered, folding Emma's onesie with shaking hands. Extra syrup, he chuckled. You and your sugar addiction. I smiled like nothing was wrong. When he walked in. With the plate, I noticed the faint scent of cologne, not the one I bought him. You're up early, he said, setting the food down. She cried all night. Wouldn't sleep unless I held her. I didn't hear a thing. I looked at him flatly. Of course you didn't. He glanced at me but said nothing. Later, Maya dropped by. Damn girl, she said, holding. up a half-empty bottle. You look like a zombie. Thanks, I muttered, bouncing Emma on my lap. No, really? You okay? I hesitated, just tired. Maya sat beside me. Sure it's just that? I'm fine. She narrowed her eyes. He helping it all, Adam? Paused. He's trying. That's not a yes. I changed the subject. Can you hold her? I need to grab my charger. Of course. In my bedroom, I opened my notebook. I had started jotting things down. June 14th, 11:07 p.m., left for a drive after dinner. Came back at 2:18 a.m. No explanation. I heard Maya call out, "Why does Emma have scratches on her little sock?" Doesn't Adam? Check, before dressing her. I came back quickly. He doesn't really ... dress her. She rolled her eyes. Figures. Adam walked in, looking fresh. What's going on? Emma's sock has a loose thread, Maya said, deadpan. Could have wrapped around her toe. Oh, Adam looked at me. You check her stuff, right? I blinked. She's our daughter, not just mine. Smiled awkwardly, of course. I didn't mean I'll take her, I said, reaching for Emma. Maya stood up. I should go. Let you two rest. You sure? I asked. She leaned in. You ever want to talk? Really talk? Call me? After she left, Adam sat on the couch and scrolled his phone. I watched him quietly. Work text? I asked. Yeah. Manager's driving me crazy. I leaned closer. You text Rachel often? His thumb froze mid-scroll. What? Rachel, I repeated, keeping my tone calm. You too close. He looked up. She's just someone from work. Why? I shrugged. No reason, he set his phone down. Are you checking my messages? No, you sound like it. Should I? He stood up. I don't know what's going on with you lately, you don't? You're cold, distant, and Maya's always around, filling your head. You mean being here when? You're not? I'm working, okay? I can't be home every second. You weren't working when I was in labor. His face dropped. What are you talking about? I stared at him. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I was out getting coffee. Rachel's lips must have tasted like espresso then. He rubbed his forehead. I don't want to fight. Good, I'm too tired to fight. He walked away without saying more. That night, Emma started crying again. I rocked her back and forth in the dark. Adam stayed asleep. I whispered, You deserved better, baby girl. My phone buzzed. Maya, still thinking about you.
Bagman's off.
I texted back. I know, Emma whimpered. I kissed her forehead. He was sleeping soundly across the hall. My heart wasn't. I picked up the notebook again. June 15th. 9:42 p.m. Slept through her crying again. Didn't ask about her once today. I closed the book, held Emma close, and whispered, One day we'll be out of this. Where were you the night Emma was born? Adam looked up from his cereal. What? I was there. No, I said quietly. Where were you between 8 and 11 p.m.? He laughed. What kind of question is that? Just answer. Told you, went to get coffee, then grabbed a bite. Yeah. You were asleep. You didn't come back for 3 hours? Traffic. I was tired. I needed air. I folded my arms. You were with her, weren't you? His spoon froze mid-air. With who, Rachel? He blinked. Rachel? Yeah, Rachel. From work. Blonde. Always posting bikini pics. That Rachel. He set the bowl down. Yes. Why are you bringing her up? Because I saw the texts. The photos, I know. He rubbed his face. You looking through my phone now? I looked once. That's all I needed. He stood up. It was a mistake. I was stressed. You don't understand what I was going through. You were going through something. I was in labor. Alone. I wasn't with her like that. We talked. That's all. She just accidentally ended up in her bed. His jaw clenched. It didn't mean anything. It was one time. I laughed bitterly. You cheated on your wife while she was giving birth to your daughter, and now it's one time? I was scared. Things changed. You changed. My hands curled into fists. Changed how? You're different now. You're a mom. Everything revolves around Emma. She's our baby. What did you expect? I expected some attention, some intimacy. You haven't looked at me the same in months. I was healing, bleeding, breastfeeding, but I was still your wife. He sat down again, sighing. I miss how we used to be. You miss the version of me that didn't need stitches or stretch marks. That's not fair. You're right, I said. Fair would have been you holding my hand in that hospital room, not hers. He went silent. Did you love her? Do you now? No. Does she know you were cheating on your wife while she was in labor? She doesn't know about the timing. Oh, of course she doesn't. That would ruin the illusion. He buried his face in his hands. I messed up, okay? I know, but can we move past this? I stared at him. You're not even sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. I'm trying here. No, you're deflecting. You blame stress, me, the baby, everything but yourself. A knock interrupted us. Adam stood. It's probably a package. He opened the door. Mom. Margaret walked in, arms crossed. We need to talk. Great, she eyed me. You've been distant, haven't you? What? Adam says you've been cold, controlling. My mouth dropped open. He cheated on me, she gasped. That's a serious accusation. It's not an accusation, it's a fact. Adam, he looked at her, then at me. It wasn't what she thinks. Margaret turned back too. Me, see, you're blowing things out of proportion. He abandoned me while I was in labor. You pushed him away. Men need to feel wanted too. I stared at them both. Wow. Sweetheart, Margaret said gently, don't ruin your family over a rough patch. A rough patch. He had sex with someone else, while our daughter was entering this world. Margaret shrugged. It's not ideal. Marriages survive worse. Not this one, I said coldly. Not mine. She opened her mouth, but I cut her off. Get out. Excuse me, you both. Get out of my house. Your house, Adam snapped. We bought this together. Then take your half hand to get out of my life. He looked stunned. Margaret stood, fuming. You'll regret this, she hissed. No, I said, voice trembling. What I regret is thinking I was ever enough for your son. They left without another word. I collapsed onto the couch, heart pounding, tears. Finally spilling. That night, Emma cried again. This time I held her with a strange calmness. I had nothing left to lose. Hey, you okay? You look like you haven't slept in days, Maya asked, her voice soft through the phone. I'm fine, just tired. I lied. I'd been lying a lot lately. You sure? You sound off. Maya, I snapped, and quickly added sorry. Emma's crying again. I'll call you later. I hung up before she could press. I didn't want to talk about it. I couldn't. Not yet. Adam walked in just then, tossing his keys on the counter like nothing was wrong. It's like we weren't broken. Did Emma eat? He asked, not looking at me. Yes. Okay, that was it. That's how we live now. Roommates. Strangers. Pretending. At 3:12 a.m., Emma started crying. I lifted her gently, touched her forehead, hot to hot. She. Baby girl, I whispered, rocking her in the dim light of the nursery. Her skin was burning up. I grabbed the thermometer 102.8. I called Adam, no answer. I called. Again, still nothing. I sent a text. Emma's burning up. Call me, please. Nothing. I didn't wait. I bundled her up, grabbed the diaper bag, and ran to the car barefoot. The hospital was 20 minutes away. I made it in 15. The ER nurse didn't even look up. Name Emma. Emma James. 9 months. Fever of 102.8. Fill this out. Have a seat.
Ow.
I held Emma close. Her breathing was shallow, rapid. Her cheeks flushed red. Ms. James? I stood instantly. A young man in scrubs greeted me. I'm Dr. Nate. Let's take a look at your daughter. She's burning up. She wouldn't stop crying. My voice cracked. Didn't know what to do. You did the right thing, he said calmly. We'll take care of her. Inside. The exam room, I watched as he worked. Listened as the machines beeped. Emma's cries grew weaker. It terrified me more than anything. She's dehydrated, Dr. Nate said gently. We'll give her fluids. Keep monitoring her. She's going to be okay? I exhaled for the first time in hours. Where's her father? He asked casually. He's not here? Work emergency? No, I said. He just didn't answer. Nate nodded slowly. Well, you're not alone tonight. Got her. I bit my lip. Thank you. 2 hours later, I stepped out for air. My fingers trembled as I scrolled through my phone. Still no reply from Adam. Mrs. Lee was outside her apartment watering plants when I got back home that morning. Oh, sweetheart, she said, noticing my face. Is the baby okay? She had a fever. We just got back from the hospital. Her expression softened. You need anything? I've got soup, or I can come sit with you. No, thank you. I'm okay. Just tired. She looked at me for a long moment. I lost my husband when I was 31. Raised my son alone. Hardest years of my life. But do you know what I learned? I shook my head. You don't need anyone who makes you feel lonelier than when you're by yourself. I blinked. You hear me? She said again, firmer this time. I nodded. I hear you. Back inside, Adam was asleep on the couch, snoring. I stood over him for a second, my hands clenched. Emma was in the hospital last night, I said loud, enough to jolt him awake. What? What do you mean? What? She had a fever. You didn't answer. I called. I texted. My phone must have. Don't. He rubbed his face. I didn't hear it, I swear. I was just tired. You were out, I said flatly. Don't lie. Not after everything. Look, I didn't mean to ignore. She could have died. My voice broke. She could have, but she's fine now, right? He said. She's okay? That made me snap? That's what you care about? That I handled it so you didn't have to? That's not fair. No, Adam. What's not fair is me doing this alone while pretending I'm not. What's not fair is staying silent to protect a man who stopped seeing me the moment I became someone's mother. He stood. I'm doing my best. No, you're doing what's convenient. I didn't cry this time, I burned, you said. She's burning up, I whispered, rocking Emma on the stiff waiting room chair. Dr. Nate crouched in front of me, eyes kind, voice calm. We're going to take good care of her, I promise. I called her Dad. He didn't answer. He didn't press. Just stood, waved a nurse over and said, let's get this baby a room. She's priority. Once inside the pediatric UR room, he turned to me. You look frozen, T? I what? He smiled. Black, herbal, sugary. Disaster, I managed. Sugary disaster. He left, and for the first time that night, I breathed. The coldness in my chest started to melt. When he returned, he handed me a paper cup. Extra sugar. No judgment. Thank you. He sat beside the crib, watching Emma with quiet focus. Her fever's responding well. We'll monitor her. For a bit, but she should be okay. I nodded, unable to speak. My throat was tight. He glanced at me. You okay? I opened my mouth, closed it again. I don't know how I got here. Do you want to talk about it? No, I whispered. But thank you for asking. He didn't push. Instead, he wiggled his eyebrows at Emma. You got the strongest lungs in this hospital, little one. Emma let out a tiny whimper, her eyelids fluttering. She likes you, I murmured. I make excellent faces, he said, then crossed his eyes and stuck out his tongue. Emma giggled weakly. I laughed. Actually laughed. It was ... horrifying. I pride myself on that. The room was quiet again. I sipped my tea, staring at Emma. I thought I'd be more together by now. He leaned back. Together is overrated, I cry while feeding her. At 3 a.m., I'm not who I used to be. You're someone's entire world now. That changes people. But no one told me how lonely it would be. His eyes softened. You're not alone tonight. I looked at him. He meant it. No pity, just truth. Why are you being so nice? He shrugged. Because you need someone to be. I wanted to say something else, something deep. But all I managed was, thank you, don't thank me yet. I'm about to tell you a dad joke. Oh no. What do you call a fake noodle? I'm scared. My God. Emma let out a sleepy chuckle. I wiped my eyes, still laughing. See? I'm a hit with the under one crowd. You should be proud. He looked at me, more serious now. You're doing better than you think. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't have to. Sometimes surviving is the win. I nodded slowly. I needed to hear that. Hours passed. He stayed. We didn't talk much after that, just existed. Together, Emma finally fell into a deep sleep. When we were discharged just before dawn, he walked us to the car. Drive safe, he said. I opened the back door. Will. Thanks again. He hesitated, then said, if you ever need anything, I'm around, hospital or not. I didn't know how to answer, so I just said, that means more than you know. The ride home was quiet. Emma slept the whole way. My hands didn't shake this time. When I walked through the door, the apartment was dark. I carried Emma to her crib, kissed her forehead. Adam was asleep on the couch, phone in hand, missed calls mine. I didn't wake him, sat on the edge of our bed, shoes still on, and whispered to myself, love isn't what I thought it was. Because love wasn't loud or dramatic, didn't make excuses or forget to show up. Sometimes love was just sitting next to you in an ER at 3 a.m. with sugary tea and bad jokes. And for the first time in weeks, I didn't feel invisible. I felt seen, Adam. I stepped into the living room, baby Emma asleep in my arms. Who are you talking to? He flinched, spun the phone around too fast. No one. Don't lie to me. I'm not, he scoffed, standing. It was work. I heard her laugh. I heard Rachel's laugh. So what if it was? He shot back. You don't talk to me anymore? What do you expect? My chest burned. I just had your child, Adam. I'm exhausted. And you're out here giggling like a frat boy with your ex? He rolled his eyes. God, you're so dramatic. I stared at him, silent. Emma stirred slightly. I kissed her forehead. I want you out. He blinked. Excuse me? You heard me? Pack your things, leave? He burst out laughing. You're serious? You think you can raise a kid on your own? Good luck with that? I'd rather do it alone than feel alone with you. You're insane. Hormonal. That's all this is. No, I said coldly. This is clarity. He crossed his arms. Where will you even go? Your mom's dead, your dad barely calls, Maya. Please, I'm not going anywhere. And what if I don't? I'll call the cops. You wouldn't dare. I reached into my pocket and held up my phone. Try me, he stared. Then slowly he started to laugh again. You'll come crawling back. You're nothing without me. No man wants. A broken girl with a baby. I didn't blink. Then I guess I'll be broken and free. He grabbed his keys. You're pathetic. I opened the front door. Goodbye, Adam. He stood there for a second, sizing me up like I was bluffing. Then he left. The silence afterward was deafening. I closed the door, locked it, and slid down to the floor. Emma cradled against me. Mommy's okay? I whispered. Mommy's finally okay. The next morning I called Maya. Hey, she answered groggily. What's wrong? I did it, I said. He's gone. What? Are you serious? I walked in on him FaceTiming Rachel. That snake. What did he say? That I was crazy, that I'd beg him to come back. Maya exhaled hard. Oh, babe, I'm coming over. I need to talk to someone first. Someone legal. I'll bring coffee. Strong coffee and snacks. We're gonna fight this. 2 hours later, Maya held Emma while I sat across from Dylan, a quiet, composed man with calm eyes and a yellow legal pad. Do you want full custody? He asked gently. Yes, absolutely. Has he been abusive? Emotionally. Manipulative. He ignored Emma. Cheated. Lied. Gaslit. Maya added. She documented everything. I slid the folder across the table. Dates, messages, screenshots, times he left for hours, nights he didn't come home. Dylan flipped through the papers. Slowly, this is. It's thorough. It helps a lot. Can we keep him away from her? I asked. At least until the court decides. We can request a temporary restraining order and file for emergency custody. He's already shown negligence. And you, he looked up, you're doing the right thing. My throat tightened. It doesn't feel like it yet. It will, Maya whispered. I nodded, pressing my palm over Emma's sleeping form. I just want her safe. She will be, Dylan assured. After we left his office, Maya squeezed my shoulder. You okay? I'm not fine, but I'm standing. That counts, right? Hell yes, it counts. You kicked out a groan. Man, while holding a newborn? You're a damn legend, I laughed. Real laugh. Thanks for not saying I told you so. I thought it, but I figured I'd earn extra points by holding back. I smiled, leaning against her. Earned more than points. You saved me, she looked at me. No, you saved you. And for once, I believed her. Did you sleep at all? Nate asked, setting 2 steaming mugs on the porch railing. I rubbed my eyes. Does 3 hours count? He handed me the mug. 3's a miracle. I'm proud of you. I didn't cry last night. Took a sip. Not even once. That's huge. Emma's laughter echoed from inside. I smiled weakly. She thinks the ceiling fan is a person. She's smarter than most people then. Nate chuckled, tapping his cup against mine. 2 simple joys. I nodded, but silence stretched between us. You okay? He asked gently. I thought I'd be better by now, I murmured. It's been weeks, and I still get that tight feeling in my chest. That's healing, he said. It doesn't arrive all at once. It sneaks in, a piece at a time. I keep checking my phone, like he might have texted something real this time. Nate looked away. Has he? No. Just the usual. You're ruining Emma's life. You'll regret this. No one will ever love you. Block him again. I already did. And again. I laughed softly. You think it's that easy? No, he said. But I think you're that strong. The door creaked open. Ma toddled out, dragging her blanket like a warrior with a cape. Shh. Up, I said. She's glowing, Nate whispered, then waved. Hey, superstar. Emma babbled something back and climbed into my lap, warm and wriggling. She's why I'm doing this, I said, brushing her curls. Why I filed. Why I'm fighting. I know, Nate said. But it's okay to want more than just survival. I don't even know what that looks like anymore. He reached over, gently tugged a leaf from my hair. Maybe it looks like quiet mornings and coffee with a friend. I looked at him. Friend. Unless that's too forward, he teased. I smiled. No, I like it. He leaned back. How's the lawyer? Dylan, right? Yeah, calm, calculated. Cold in the best way. Good. You need someone who knows how to play chess, not just checkers. I took a breath. Court. Starts next month? You ready, terrified? Then you're ready, he said simply. I stared at him. Do you rehearse these lines? Only in the shower, he said. But seriously, you don't have to do it alone. Hesitated. You'd come with me? If you wanted me to? Emma yawned against my chest. I kissed her forehead. I might take you up on that. His smile softened. You're allowed to lean, you know? I don't want to be a burden. You're not. You're a person. A really strong, tired person. I laughed through my nose. Tired doesn't even cover it. Then take the win, he said. No panic attack last night. You made it through another day. I closed my eyes. Still hits me sometimes. That feeling like I failed. You didn't fail. You left. I swallowed hard. I used to think leaving meant giving up. Sometimes it's the bravest thing. Silence again, but it wasn't heavy this time, Nate. Yeah. Why are you still here? He looked at me for a long second. It's because I want to be. I didn't know what to say. Not just for Emma, he added. I met his gaze. There was no pressure in it. Just warmth, stillness. I don't have room for complicated right now, I said honestly. I'm not asking for anything, he replied. Just let's sit. Let's sip coffee. Let's keep showing up. I nodded slowly. Okay. He reached into his coat pocket. Also, I brought you muffins. Chocolate chip? Do you even have to ask? I grinned. You're dangerously close to being my favorite person, he shrugged. I'll take dangerously close. My phone buzzed again. Adam, I turned it face down. Nate noticed, but said nothing. I exhaled. I don't think I care what he says. Any more of that, Nate said, is healing. We sat in silence again, Emma dozing against my shoulder, the mug warm in my hands. The porch creaked. A breeze picked up. Nothing big happened, and yet something shifted. I feel seen, I whispered. Nate looked over. Good, because you are. And for the first time in forever, I believed it. Can we talk? Stood awkwardly on the porch, eyes flicking from me to the stroller behind me. About Emma? I crossed my arms. Not us. He nodded, rubbing the back of his neck. Yeah, she's my daughter. Legally? Yes. Emotionally. I opened the door and stepped aside. You've got a long way to go. Inside, Emma was humming to herself on the floor, drawing in a spiral notebook with her usual rainbow explosion of crayons. She looked up and blinked. Hi, Adam said, voice hesitant. Emma tilted her head. Who's that? I winced. Adam flinched. I'm your dad, he said, crouching awkwardly. Emma blinked again, then went back to coloring. Okay? He stood up slowly. She doesn't even remember me. She was one, I said flatly. You disappeared. I didn't disappear, you left, I snapped. You FaceTimed Rachel while I was nursing her? He said no one would want a single mom? You told me I'd come crawling back? I was angry, he muttered. You were selfish, I said. Still are. The front door creaked again. Hey, Nate called, carrying 2 coffees. I grabbed your latte. Emma jumped up Nate. She ran, clinging to his legs. Look what I made. She shoved the crayon drawing into his hand. 2 stick figures holding hands, one taller, labeled me. The other, labeled Daddy. My breath caught. Adam stared at the drawing. Wow, Emma, Nate said, kneeling beside her. You drew us? She nodded proudly. Mommy says you helped me grow. I just try to keep up with you, Nate smiled. Adam stepped forward. Wait, she calls you Dad? She slipped once, I said quietly, then kept doing it. She doesn't mean it, Adam snapped. Emma looked up, confused. Why are you yelling? No one's yelling, sweetie, I said, kneeling. Why don't you show Nate the puzzle you finished? She ran off, excited. Nate followed, squeezing my shoulder as he passed. Adam's voice dropped. Is he replacing me? You replaced yourself, I said. You ghosted us. Nate filled the space you left. I want another chance. Too late, I said. We'll co-parent. On paper. But I'm not forcing Emma to love someone. Who didn't show up? I've changed, so prove it. I met his eyes. Start showing up. She calls him Dad, he whispered. Dad, that's not fair. You lost that title the moment you walked out. I walked to the kitchen, pouring water into a sippy cup. Nate earned it one bedtime story at a time. Adam leaned against the counter. She was supposed to be my second chance. She still can be. If you stop making it about you, she drew him. Because he bandaged her knees, built. Her swings stayed through night terrors. You think a title means more than that? He swallowed hard. What if I try? Then try. I handed him a printed calendar. Supervised visits. Start here. He stared at the paper. I guess this is karma. It's accountability, I said. Finally, Emma toddled back in crayon on her cheek. Mommy. I drew a flower for... You did? I crouched, taking it. It's beautiful. Adam knelt too. Can I see? She hesitated, then handed it over slowly. Thanks, he whispered. She used to cry when you left, I said softly. Now she forgets you were here. Adam looked at Emma, then the paper. I didn't know what I had. Now you do. Stood, I'll be back Saturday. We'll see, I said. One step at a time. As the door closed behind him, Nate came back in, holding Emma's latest drawing. Everything okay? He asked. I nodded. He's starting to realize what he lost. Nate looked at the drawing. This one's going on the fridge. Emma beamed. Yay. And for the first time, I didn't feel broken. I felt whole with the family I chose. I didn't expect you to actually come, Adam said, stirring his coffee like it had wronged him. I said I would. This isn't about us. It's about peace. He raised an eyebrow. So, you're peaceful now? I leaned back. Not at war anymore, if that's what you're asking. Silence stretched between us like an old, frayed rope. He looked thinner. Maybe sadder. But I didn't feel pity. Not anymore, I've been thinking, he said, tapping his spoon against the cup, about how it all ended. I took a slow sip of my cappuccino. Ended is the right word. He blinked. You really never think about us? I smiled. Not bitter, just tired. I think about the version of you I used to believe in. That's what I miss. The idea, not the man who left when things got hard. He looked down. That wasn't fair. No, it wasn't. I wasn't ready, he muttered. I was. His eyes darted to the window. Emma, she called that guy Dad. I didn't flinch. She loves him. He's been there through all of it. I'm her real father. Being real isn't biology, Adam. It's presence. I made mistakes. I lived through them. He swallowed hard. Do you hate me? I don't feel much about you at all. That hurts, I nodded. It's supposed to. The waitress refilled our cups. Neither of us touched them. The air between us was heavy, but not cruel. Final, you're happy? He asked. I looked him straight in the eye. Yes. With him? With myself. Adam stared at his hands. She gave him that drawing. I exhaled. She was proud of it. She wrote me and Daddy in crayon. She sees who shows up. I didn't know how to stay, he whispered, and I didn't know how to give up. That's the difference between us. He sat back. Why did you come today? For. This silence, this clarity. His lips parted like he wanted to argue. But he didn't. Closure doesn't always come with fire, I said softly. Sometimes it shows up with coffee and a goodbye. He nodded. So this is goodbye? I said goodbye a long time ago? This is just confirmation. I stood up, grabbing my coat. He didn't move. As I walked toward the exit, he said, If I had a second chance, you did, I said without turning around. Nate's car was waiting at the curb. I slid into the passenger seat. How'd it go? He asked, handing me a water bottle. Quiet, I said. Peaceful. Nate looked at me. You okay? I smiled. Actually. Yes. He reached over and held my hand. No words, just presence. As we drove home to Emma, the sun peeked through the clouds, soft and certain. Closure didn't scream. It didn't slam doors. It didn't crave revenge. It sipped coffee and walked away.